and it's gonna be a fun one. I don't know how challenging this challenge is gonna be today. There's your piece of advice for today. Good job. Everyone said yes this time. Those people probably thought I was totally crazy. Hi, I'm Beth from Beth Bikes. Welcome to my 4th Coffeeneuring ride of 2024. It's crazy to think that we're already more than halfway done with this challenge. If you're new, go back and watch the first 4 videos in this series and then come back. You'll understand a little bit more about what the Coffeeneuring challenge is and what these envelopes are in my hand, as well as get to go on my first 3 Coffeeneuring adventures with me. As I was putting on my socks this morning, which is not a sentence I ever thought that I would be saying online, I had a thought, and here that is. So I have these really cool Coffeeneuring socks that were available for purchase after the 2021 Coffeeneuring challenge. And as I was putting them on today to get ready to ride, I thought of another item that would be really cool to have for Coffeeneuring. And I was reminded of it when I put on my Phil Gaiman cookie Who. And that would be a Who or a Buff for Coffeeneuring. I understand that Who and Buff are technically brands, so it would be, I think, a neck gaiter, but that would be super cool. And if it was in pink, it'd be even better. Send this idea to Mary if you agree. As you can see, I have a lot less envelopes than when we started this challenge. And actually, one of these is the punt and one of them is the challenge envelope. So there's actually even less envelopes to choose from. Are you ready to pull an envelope? Drum roll, please. Let's do this one. Number 7. If you've been around for the other videos, this is where I show you that it was indeed sealed, that I'm opening up the envelope, show you that that is indeed number 7. Here's my dad to tell you about that challenge.
Hi, Beth. It's Dad. Today, I need you to get lost. No, seriously. For today's Coffeeneuring challenge, you're going to go and do a Coffeeneuring without walls somewhere where you can't see anything that's made by humans. Well, except maybe the path. And to make it more challenging, if someone comes across where you're at, you have to start over. Good luck.
I was thinking I was going to a coffee shop today. I am not, so I need to go prep a Coffeeneuring without walls, but I think I have the perfect route for today. I'm just not sure where exactly I want to do my coffee without walls. And that's exactly what I'm talking about how this envelope can totally change the course of my ride. Definitely thought that I had a plan in mind, but this threw me for a curveball, and it's gonna be a fun one. I have my coffee-like beverage, and this would be a great challenge for you to ride along at home. And if you do, make sure you use the hashtag Coffeeneuring Envelope Challenge and tag me, bethbikes.gravel, on Instagram. In my thermos here, I have hot apple cider. Tell me where you're at, and if you were doing Coffeeneuring, or if you are doing Coffeeneuring, are you drinking hot or iced beverages? I'm sure some of you live in a place where it's nice and warm, 70 degrees this time of year, and so you're wanting an iced beverage, versus where I'm at, it's 46 degrees today, and I'm going for a hot one. I think it's time to ride. Let's go. I am a little bit chilly this morning, but I think as soon as I start climbing, I'll warm up. I just remembered I didn't even say the Coffeeneuring rules in my introduction, so let's say them together. They are: ride bikes, drink coffee, and document. And if you want the whole list of rules, it'll be up here or up there. I don't know which way it is. In episode 3 of my Coffeeneuring series, I mentioned that I wanted 2 things on my next Coffeeneuring ride. 1, I wanted it to be warmer, and 2, I wanted to have more daylight. Well, I got one of those things. It is in fact not warmer. Don't let those blue skies and that sun fool you. It's not warmer, but I do have more daylight today. I feel a little bit like I'm playing the will this go through game, but I know that it does. I am riding through an apartment complex parking lot, and I know that the road goes through because I've done it before, so I don't think that counts. I don't think that I've actually seen any people on this ride so far, except for people who have been driving cars. So I don't know how challenging this challenge is gonna be today. And can you even believe that I'm already riding Coffeeneuring Adventure number 4? I've got one of my favorite signs up here. You see it? The pavement ends. That's right, we're riding gravel today. I could definitely stop right here anywhere on this gravel road, and I can't see anything man-made. I'm not gonna see any people. Challenge complete, but I think that's a little bit too easy, so I'm trying to think of a way to make this challenge a little more difficult for myself. I'm gonna do a little more thinking and then I'll come back to you. For some reason my brain only stored the fact that I couldn't see any people while I was doing my coffee shop without walls. It somehow completely erased the fact that I also cannot be able to see anything man-made except for the trail that I'm riding on. That makes things a little more difficult. So I think I've decided how I'm gonna make this challenge more challenging for myself, and I am going to force myself to make my Coffeeneuring without walls stop on the Masabi Trail, which is a place that is very common for people to be walking, running, or biking. I even saw somebody Nordic skiing on it the other day, roller skiing, and I think I have a couple of spots on the trail where there's no man-made structures, but I want to pose a question to the Coffeeneuring public opinion. Remind Lake that's no longer active count as a man-made structure? Let me know in the comments down below. Just got stopped by a train, and I think it's gonna be a long one, so we're gonna do some extra miles. I think that was in episode number 1 that I talked about what you do if you get stopped by a train. It's like I had perfect timing. I don't know that I've ever noticed this before, but I was looking at my Garmin as I was crossing over those railroad tracks back there, and I noticed that it told me what railway those tracks were for. And now that it has warmed up, it's turning out to be a beautiful day for a ride. Sometimes I don't know what to say when I'm recording my shorts because I don't want to spoil everything that's in the long form videos. One more rule for myself. I need to stay at my coffee shop without walls for at least 8 minutes so that I can't just go, okay, drink. Oh, there are no people, I'm done. I ended up looking it up after I told you I was gonna stay for 8 minutes to see like how long is the average coffee shop stop for someone. And it says that on average, a person spends 12 hours at a coffee shop per week. That must be like a college student or something. But it said that the rule of thumb is about 45 minutes for a coffee. Those are tamarack trees, which are the only evergreen tree where the needles actually change colors in the fall and they fall off like a deciduous tree. After pointing those two out, there's a ton more. See, there's one right there. We have a whole section of trees right here that have all lost their leaves already. Now I can't stop seeing the tamarack trees. Just so pretty. I had to stop while riding because look at this view behind me. And for all of you that are wondering, yes, I have to go back and pick up the camera. So I just switched the screens on my Garmin because I was like, I probably should look at what time it is. And I've already done 9 miles. I'm realizing now that I might have called the tamarack trees pine trees. They're not pine trees, they are coniferous trees. I don't think this route has as much climbing as I've had in the first 3 rides today. Oh, we're on some hero gravel. Just got super smooth. On the last 3 rides, I've gone north and I've gone east and a little bit to the west, but today I've gone mainly south, and south of me, once I get out of the valley, then it's mostly flat. This is so pretty. Up here on the map, it looks like I can go through, but I've never tried it before. Should I try it? Well, if you said no, you have some homework to do. You need to go back and watch episodes 1, 2, and 3 because the correct answer was yes. That sign is not what we want to see when we're trying to go through there. So I guess it's not going to work today. We'll see if there's another spot that we can get through. Can you see that one tree back in there that's holding on? This road is not on my route at all. I totally went the wrong direction. But look at all these pretty fall colors still. I had to come see them and document them for you. I honestly cannot tell you if I've ridden this road before or not, and if I have, it's been a very long time. I don't know what it is about over here by the lake, but the fall colors are all still popping and there are no tamarack trees. It's like I went through 2 totally different climate zones in one ride. We're also back to the hills. I want to know why I don't ride this road more often. One, it's beautiful, it's quiet. Today there's the fall leaves, there are some gentle rolling hills. I've been right along the lake. I'm not sure if you can see it through the trees there. Here you can definitely see the water of the lake. Oh, it's a sewing machine fence. Had I not been filming there, I wouldn't have even noticed that. Noticing a lot of things today. Another beautiful tree. As I've gotten to the end of this road, I don't think I've ever taken it before. Be careful when riding over taconite pellets. There's your piece of advice for today. Okay, we're gonna ask the question again, and this time you have a chance to say a different answer if you answered incorrectly last time. I don't know if this goes through on the map. Should I try it? Good job. Everyone said yes this time. Sorry for the sarcasm there, but not actually. Sorry. So back in here, the Garmin map is just a maze of different lines, and I'm hoping I can figure out a way to get through. I originally saw this and didn't see this, and I was like, oh no, we reached a dead end. I'm gonna follow this, see where I go. These are all marked on the map as actual roads back here, like with names and things. They're not labeled as ATV trail, which is totally what they look like now. It's like going to the left, I can get through. Let's try it. This feels far more cyclocross. There are signs of life back in here, but they've been gone for a little while. Okay, we're gonna keep going this way. I have zero map going forward. We're really just winging this and seeing if I can get through. Yeah, I've completely run out of map at this point, so it doesn't even know where I'm at now. Oh, this looks like ATV trail. Oh, we're gonna come up here first. There's a pit lake back here. If you're not from the Iron Range or don't know Iron Range history, pit lakes are old mines that have now filled up with water. I see a gate and a busy road up ahead. Those are both good and bad signs. Let's see if we make it through. And just like that, I'm turning on to the Mesabi Trail, which means it's almost time for a coffee shop without walls. The challenge is you can't see anything that's man-made. Right now, I have a fence that's definitely man-made. Let's see if the fence ends at any point. Uphill into the wind, my favorite. This is becoming challenging. I am definitely noticing all the man-made things that are in my surroundings because of it. Like right here, I'd be perfect, but there's a sign, and that is not the trail. The trail doesn't count, but a sign totally counts. I originally thought that I would stop on a bench, but the bench is man-made, that sign is man-made, and then there are power lines. Where are the power lines? Right there. And I thought like this section back in here would be good, but we've got the fence again. I'm wondering if my dad found some place without anything man-made to have his coffee. Let's see that now.
I probably should have thought about it more when I put together this challenge. I mean, after all, I do live in the Twin Cities. It's really hard to get away from things that are made by humans here. Now, I've watched enough Taskmaster that I do know that all the rules are on the task. And so I could have done this with my eyes closed. I could have laid down and looked straight up at the stars. I probably could have even just stared at the ground and said, hey, I can't see anything from here. I found a bandit trail, and I think I've got a spot. I'm going to enjoy a cup of Colombian and see if I make it through. So Beth, surprisingly, I found more than one spot, and this one is much prettier. Do I get bonus points for this one?
I've decided to turn around because I think back when I got on the Mesabi Trail, I would have gone the other way on the Mesabi Trail. There's a spot pretty close to the road there, so that's where I'm gonna go. I am back to where I turned onto the Mesabi Trail, and now I'm going the opposite direction in search of a spot where there are no man-made items. I think you guys found the perfect spot. If you look around, there is nothing man-made except for the trail that I came in on. I'll do a 360, you can look, pause the video. There's nothing man-made. I decided I am going to stay here for at least 10 minutes instead of 8 to make sure that I complete the white envelope challenge of not seeing anybody. I'm gonna start a timer on my phone. I don't know if you can see that, but I started a 10-minute timer. I feel like when I do these coffee shop without walls, I need to have a sign that says Beth Bikes Coffee Shop Without Walls. Everyone's invited, bring your own, or coffee not provided, BYOC. Something like that I can like put out and like anyone can join me. Yes. No, I'm doing a challenge. I now have to find a new spot to drink my coffee. It's not a bad thing. Oh, not even a minute in and I gotta find a new spot. I think the funniest part about that is that on the entire time I was looking for a spot, I didn't see anybody. And then I sat down and saw people. When finding a new spot, I'm just gonna make sure I can't see the old spot from my new spot. So I think if I go around this corner, I'll have a new spot. Can't see my old spot. We'll do another 360. Nothing man-made. And now I gotta start that 10-minute timer. Started that timer and now it's time to drink some apple cider. It's the perfect temperature. Those people probably thought I was totally crazy. Okay, 1 minute down already. It's crazy to think that I have picked a really good spot and I hope that I can complete this challenge. But if another person comes by in the next 8.5 minutes, I have to try it again. Less than 7 minutes. This is a pretty heavily used section of the Masabi Trail and it's a fairly nice day and it's after work at this point. So my chances of completing this challenge in this spot are slim. I'm officially halfway through with 5 more minutes to go at this spot. I was getting nervous about seeing people again that I almost forgot to take pictures. 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. At this point, I have finished my cider except for a little bit of foam at the bottom, and there's a whole clove down there too. So I'm really hoping I don't have to go to another spot because I don't have anything left to drink. 1 minute left. There we go. I wonder how long I could have been here without seeing another person. I need to start heading home. It's been more than a minute since my timer went off and I still haven't seen anybody. I was gonna eat a snack at my coffee shop without walls and I totally forgot. This feels a little like deja vu.
Well, Beth, we made it. With just over 12 miles and just over 450 feet of climbing and 2 qualifying stops, I'll call that a success.
Wow, that was one ride. Coffeeneuring adventure number 4 wrapped and in the books for this year. That white envelope challenge definitely threw me for a loop and added a few extra miles to my ride. Do you want to hear the stats for that ride? I went 23.78 miles and was on the bike for 2 hours and 11 minutes. It says here that I climbed 1,047 feet. That's more than any Coffeeneuring ride. The distance was also more than any Coffeeneuring ride. That ride also resulted in a really cool Strava map. If you liked this video, give it a like and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Beth. See ya! And stay. So there we go. Let me put my other stuff for coffee. First 3. There are 4 videos. So there's actually, whoa! Let's not drop them. Okay. Challenge for you to, okay, let me put my gloves on. I can tell that when I have more time to film these intros, I'm a lot more comfortable in front of the camera. I didn't say, yeah, meant to record back there. Should we turn around and try it again? Movie magic. Now you're recording. I don't know where to put this so that the sun isn't a big beam like that. Whew. Taking video of the garment is difficult, but I also want you to give enough. But I also want to give enough. 3rd time's a charm, right? Phone. I think while we're here, we might as well do a riding away shot. We're gonna get you set up and there's another truck. Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. Okay. Hey Dad, gather your horses 3. I've tried to explain the gather the horses on a video before and it just is too many words. Just gonna have to live in mystery then. Climbing as I've been doing. Hey. Free and do your, let's go. Didn't even have to stop in the middle. Now, I think I want it to say, is this a good idea for episode 3? No. Might need to be the title for this video. So, back in here, the challenge says you can't be within seeing any, but the bench is homemade. Nope, the power lines are right there. Let me get my phone up. How? The disc golf one. Because you've done honk, you've done commute, and you've done disc golf. A little more fun for the video. People think, oh, I just chugged it, and then all of a sudden I'm done with the challenge. It's like Strava might be down, so I'm gonna have to trust the garment. And subscribe. How did I forget my outro? This is your outro screen. Don't use it someplace else.